Hello there! Welcome to the North Pole. Christmas is only 23 days away, so my elves and I are super busy here at the toy factory, but Mrs. Claus said I should always make some time to take some breaks, so I decided to enjoy some reading. My head elf just delivered me these fabulous stories that came all the way from a place called the South Bay in Southern California. I know where that is. Oh, and boy, are these stories jolly good. Would you like to hear some of them? How about we start with this delightful one? This story is called The Octopuss's Big Day on Christmas and is written by Lila Del Rosario. It was finally Christmas Day. The octopus was supposed to sing an awesome song for Christmas, but he didn't know what to sing. Jingle Bells was nice, and there was also a bunch of other songs that the octopus thought about. He was worried though, and thought, what if I did my own song? But I will mess it up, or I will forget. So he decided to ask some of his friends. The whale was too busy setting up lights. His friend the fish was too busy putting up his seaweed balls on his seaweed tree. His other friend, the starfish, was too busy being at the top of the Christmas tree. And then the octopus thought, I guess if I make up a song, it won't be too bad. He had a brilliant idea. He came up with the perfect song, and he loved it. Everyone did, in fact. It went like this. Jingle bells, life under the sea is so much fun with me and my friends. This is where we like to be. Then the octopus said, everyone sing. They all sang and had a wonderful Christmas dinner of kelp and kelp cakes for dessert. Ho, 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 ho. That is very, very cute. Ho, ho, ho. Christmas under the sea. The octopus's song just might be one of my new favorite Christmas tunes this year. Thank you, Lila, for your creative story. That reminds us all to share our talents and also try our best. Up next, we have A Christmas Gift by Joyce Shank. Many moons ago, living the first of his 9 lives, Justin, a white-whiskered cat with golden eyes, sat by the fire in a small stone house in Bethlehem. Although snow on the ground and cold winds made him shiver, the delicious smells from a big pot drew him closer to it. Prowling about the master, wife, and children, Justin collected scraps of chicken and lapped up the garlic-spilled soup. Although no longer hungry, he still shook with the cold. What he wanted was to get back to the fire, but the humans locked away. A frosty wind gusted through the partially open door. A shower of icy chips blew in his face. He tried to close the door, but a radiant star in the sky stopped him. Curious, Justin just nudged the door wider with his nose and paws so he could slip out. Golden star beams lit his white whiskers. Soon snow clung to his black hair and his paws left tiny prints. Justin stopped. Should he turn back? The snow now covered his paws. He hesitated, but chose to follow the star. Suddenly, he lifted his small head and sniffed. Camel breath? He knew nearby must be a place warmed by animals, and soon he sighted the stone, stable directly under the star. Quietly, he crept inside. A donkey suddenly brayed, waking a tiny baby boy who lay on straw in a stone manger. Near him knelt a couple looking lovingly down at him. Justin saw a lady with the kindest face he had ever seen, but she was shivering. She had used her soft shoes to warm the baby's feet. Justin understood cold. He kept closer, covered the lady's feet to warm them. Surprised, she looked down and smiled at him. An inner glow spread from his tiny ears to his white paws. Curling closer, Justin purred. Ho, 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 ho. What a happy ending, Joyce. You created such a fantastic story that twinkled with holiday joy. I sure do love your furry friends in the North Pole. Oh, now we have another special story called Leo and Chelsea's Big Gift by Karthi Kubar. Chapter 1, The Poor Family. There was a poor family with 2 kids. The boy's name is Leo, and his little sister's name is Chelsea. They don't have any good food to eat or any good toys to play with. And Leo always took care of Chelsea. Chapter 2, The Kids' Wish. It was Christmas time, and all the kids in town were asking for some toys as their wish. But Leo wished for a watch for his dad, and Chelsea wished for a phone for her mom. They didn't ask for any toys. Chapter 3, The Amazing Ride. Leo and Chelsea were not feeling sleepy on Christmas Eve. Who is? It was close to midnight, and they heard a noise in the living room. It was dark when Leo and Chelsea walked into the living room. They saw a man. It was Santa. I bet it was. Then Santa took them for a ride in his sleigh. Leo and Chelsea felt like it was a dream. It was the most amazing ride they have ever had. They thanked Santa and waved goodbye. Chapter 4, The Big Gift. It was morning time, and Leo and Chelsea ran to the living room. They saw a huge gift near the fireplace. They opened it and saw a watch, a phone, and many toys. They shared, took turns, and played with their toys. Merry Christmas, everyone. The end. Very good story. Oh boy. Isn't that a sweet story? Thank you so much, Karthi, for reminding us all to think of others and to be kind. After all, it is the season of giving. Speaking of holidays, I want to share this absolutely clever story that makes me chuckle. This one is called The Halloween Christmas Battle by Harmon. In a spooky castle lives King Halloween. He did not like Christmas one bit. Oh. In the North Pole, Santa ate cookies and thought about how horrible Halloween is. Then Santa thought, maybe I should destroy King Halloween. That would be perfect. No one could celebrate Halloween if King Halloween died. In the spooky castle, King Halloween was ready to destroy Santa so that there would be no more Christmas. Santa got a big cookie blaster and 100,000 elves with candy cane swords. King Halloween brought spider shooters and 100,000 skeletons with swords made of steel. Then they met each other and battled for centuries. Oh, that's a long time. Eventually, Santa said, none of us have won. So why don't we keep our holidays? I mean, they both make kids happy, right? Yes, I suppose you are right, said King Halloween. They both agreed. Then Halloween and Christmas were both always holidays. Forever, I think. The end. That was a good ending. This story makes me chuckle. It reminds me of an action video game. But just like how Ethan ended the story, all of us on the Holiday Council believe that each holiday is so special and that you should be enjoyed every year by everyone. You are incredibly imaginative, Ethan. Thank you for sharing this humorous action story. Now let's see. Yes, this merry story is by Ellen Kubar, Hampton, and is called Alkaya and the Christmas Aloha. Meli Kalikamaka. Alkaya? Alkaya's eyes opened to the gentle December morning. It's Christmas, she thought with excitement as the soft ocean breeze drifted across her bedroom. Outside, Alkaya could hear the quiet chirping of seabirds and smell the fragrant plumeria and hibiscus flowers still wet from last night's rainfall. It would be a wonderful Christmas indeed. Ho, 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 ho. Standing in the doorway of her bedroom was Alkaya's mother, her warm face glowing bright with Christmas joy. "Get up, honey girl," her mother said. "It's time for Christmas malsadas." Alkaya sprang from her bed and dressed quicker than ever. Every Christmas morning, Alkaya's mother would take her to get malsadas from Mr. Tanaka's bakery down the street. Alkaya could already taste the crispy, fluffy, fried confection, coated generously with a layer of snow-white sugar. All year, Alkaya longed for her sweet Christmas malasadas and had saved every penny she earned, especially for today. With money in hand, Alkaya and her mother walked the short distance to the bakery in the misty Kaimuike air. Although it was still early in the morning, a long line had already formed outside Mr. Tanaka's bakery. Oh, bet. Ho, ho, ho. Delicious smells of malasadas, macadamia nut cookies, and chewy bubble tea wafted through the air as Alkaya stood in line, waiting for the moment when it would be her turn. Suddenly, the chiming sound of a bell rang out joyfully against the clatter and bustle of Mr. Tanaka's bakery. Alkaya turned around and saw a woman wearing the most beautiful red dress, standing next to the bakery door. In front of the woman was a small green pot with a big sign that read, "Donate to the Children's Hospital today." Help give our children the happiness of Christmas. Next to the sign was a picture collage of all the children at the hospital, their smiling, happy faces, calling to Alkaya, wishing her a Merry Christmas. Malasadas forgotten, Alkaya tugged at her mother's sleeve, looked down at her purse full of malasada money, and asked, "Can I give my money to the children at the hospital? I want their Christmases to be the happiest ever." "Of course you can, honey girl," her mother replied. Alkaya ran up to the woman and shyly placed her money in the green basket. With a great big smile and a nod, the woman said, "Mahalo and melikulikamaka," and she ran back to her mother. Alkaya's heart felt lighter than ever, and even though she had no money for malasadas, it was all right because she knew she had done a kind thing. "Remember, Alkaya," her mother said, "no matter how much aloha you give, there is always room for more." Kindness and good deeds are gifts that should be shared with others, especially on Christmas. And with that, Alkaya's mother presented her with a warm malasada fresh from the oven. And as she took a bite of malasada, Alkaya couldn't help but think, this is the best Christmas ever. Wow. Mahalo. Mahalo, Alkaya. That's a great story. This is such a heartwarming story. Alkaya, good deed will help bring joy to so many others at the Children's Hospital. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing a hospital story that spreads the joy and reminds us the importance of sharing kindness, no matter the size. Melikalikimaka to you and your loved ones. Mahalo. Oh, let's keep the joy going, shall we? Next we have The Children of Joy by Sophia Zhang. The grandfather clock tolls with a deafening chime, while a brilliant star shoots through the sky. It's midnight. I open my eyes for the very first time, and everything is so divine. I could perceive every speck of ash, observe every night sky. This was all so new, as I saw each dust fleck dance around each other. I look through a mirror and see a statuesque creature stare back at me. I touch my head, and so does this creature. My mind reacts with horror as I reach the conclusion of who this creature is. I stare at my cream-colored skin, and I reluctantly touch my face, so indisputably smooth. What creature am I? I crawl around the holiday shelves as I observe a blizzard through a window. Strange, I remember yesterday as a scorching day in July, as I continue climbing up the enormous shelves. I see something that I will never forget, even years later. Creatures, exactly like the one I saw of myself, in the mirror smiling down at me. They seem to radiate joy to me, even during all the terror. One of the creatures in the front says in a soothing voice, "Alas, the final one has arrived." The others murmur in agreement, and I notice that one relaxed its shoulders. Instantaneously, hundreds of questions raced through my mind. I stepped forward to the creatures on the shelf and demanded of them, "The final one? What am I? What have you done to me?" Again, the one in the front, or the leader, as I call it, chuckles and replies, "Do not be afraid, young one. We are midnight elves, or, as we prefer to say, the children of joy. You, young one, have been chosen through the Master's prophecies to become an elf." I stand there rooted on the ground for a second. My voice falters. But who is the Master? Many elves sigh. Even one elf in the back says, "She really doesn't know anything, huh?" Another one argues, "Take it easy on her, Mel. She's a new one." Then she turns towards me and says, "The Master is Santa. We help him deliver the Christmas presents to good children. We deliver them instead of the Master because we are soundless on our feet." I just nod faintly, since my mind was much too busy taking in all the new information. Soon after, I follow the leader elf down the elf shelf and into the presents room. The room is filled with wondrous presents, all wrapped and ready to go. Wow, I breathe in astonishment. Suddenly, I hear an alarm clock ringing, persistently near my left ear. Before I have time to look left, I'm falling. Thunk! A brilliant light streams through the window and I'm lying on a bed in my regular bedroom. I shut the alarm, smiling to myself as I prepare for school. Wow, it was all a dream. What a creative and original story. How splendid. Midnight elves who are known as the children of joy. I need to have a meeting with my elves up here in the North Pole and see if we can get a team like this together. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Sophia. It sure has sparked some new ideas for Santa. Oh, wow. Now I know this year is quite unlike any other year we can remember that has been going on around the world. But we can choose to find joy by helping others and sharing love and cheer. And that is what Mira Lopez's story called A 2020 Christmas shows us all. One Christmas Eve, Florence and Charlie were playing at Wilson Park. It was cold and nice, but suddenly, what is that light? And there's a picture of Santa Claus on his sleigh. Oh no, I'm going to crash. All the presents, not tonight. And there's Santa crashed out on the ground at Wilson Park. He says, oh no, where is my sleigh? Where are the reindeer? I need help. Santa saw a guy walking by. He said, can you help me? The guy said, go away. He saw a mother and her child walk up. He said, can you help me? The child said, I'm scared. So Santa saw another lady walking by. He said, can you help me? She said, sorry, I'm late. Wow. So Santa sat down on a bench. She said, I am so sad. I need help. I lost my reindeer. I lost my sled. Suddenly, boy on a wheelchair being pushed by his attendant came up and said, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" And the boy and his attendant both said, "We will help you." Santa was really happy. He said, "Really, really, thanks." The little boy said, "Let's find your reindeer first." The attendant said, "Don't be silly, Charlie. Let's go." And the little boy said, "Look over there." And Santa said, "Oh, Rudolph." And the little boy said, "Did he say Rudolph?" The attendant said, "Excuse me, sir, but reindeer can't talk." He said, "Oh, Rudolph, are you okay?" "Where are the other reindeer, my friend?" The reindeer said, "We are all fine, but the others ran away." The attendant said, "Charlie, am I crazy? Did that reindeer talk?" The little boy said, "I told you, Florence, this man is..." And just then, Santa said, "Away where?" And the reindeer, Rudolph, said, "They went to a party. Let's go to Del Amo," they said. And the boy and his attendant both said, "A party?" When they heard the news, all went to Del Amo Mall to check if it was true. And it was. All the reindeers were there dancing, singing, and shopping. Santa said, "Please, please, my reindeer, settle down. It's Christmas Eve." And the attendant said, "This is crazy." Santa said, "Oh, yes, it is." So the reindeer all together said, "Sorry, Santa, won't happen again. We just wanted some fun after this crazy quarantine. Sorry, sir." Santa said, "I totally understand, but now is not the time for this. It's almost Christmas. We need to hurry and find the sleigh." Just then, up came a police officer and a firefighter, and they said, "Is this yours, sir?" They were dragging the sled behind them. Santa said, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Lopez and Miss Yang. You made my day. Here we fly again." They said, "Don't worry, Santa, just be careful, okay?" He said, Okay, I will." Ho, ho, ho. The attendant said to the little boy, I knew it. And the little boy said, "No, you did not. I told you so." And Santa said, "Okay, circle up, reindeer. We need to go." And all the reindeer got together in front of the sled. As soon as Santa said those words, his clothes turned clean, as brand new. Then Santa took his new friends to their home. They jumped in the sled and went away. They took them home and they said, "Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Florence. You are the best. Have a Merry Christmas, and thank you again." Charlie and Florence went inside and told their parents all about their adventure. At first, their parents did not believe them, but on Christmas morning, wow, the whole house was filled with a beautiful tree and lots of presents and happy parents and happy children. The end. A happy ending for sure. How about that for a 2020 holiday story? Mira even included face masks in her absolutely wonderful illustrations to keep the characters safe, like you and I should be. Lending a helping hand can truly brighten someone's day. Thank you, Mira, for your amazing story and message of generosity. Alrighty, folks, it looks like I have one more festive piece to share with all of you. This one is sure to make you smile and nod along. We have a poem called Reindeer Fred by Pam Ryan. You've heard about the reindeer pulling Santa's sled, but this is the story of Reindeer Fred. He's the number 9 in a lineup of only 8, hoping one day that he's going to make it great. Fred can do a fast dash and a pretty fair prance, and the does all envy his 4-legged dance. He's learned the skills of 8, and he hopes one day to find that he'll be chosen for the reindeer sleigh line. He's alternate. He's the alternate. He stays in shape but never gets called a lot. He's the substitute who never gets the fame unless one of the reindeer goes lame. When Santa picked Rudolph as number 9, Fred thought that maybe it was his time, and Santa would want to make it an even 10. But on Christmas Eve, Fred was left in the pen. He's the best reindeer anyone's ever seen, but he won't be happy until he makes the team. He's the substitute who never gets the fame unless one of the other reindeers goes lame. Ho, 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 ho. That's a great story about Fred the reindeer. I'll be sure to include Reindeer Fred in my lineup next year. This poem has such a catchy tune, and I'll be humming it in my head for the rest of the day and then some. Thank you, Pam, for sharing your one-of-a-kind holiday poem. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as Santa did. I know that this may be a challenging season for a lot of you. I am sure that you miss your family and friends, and that's why I want to say a special thank you to each of you for being here with us so that we can share our holiday stories together. Sharing and listening help us to show each other that we care and allows us to learn from one another the different ways of spreading joy and cheer. My elves, Mrs. Claus, and I, and everyone at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, we all want you to know that we care about you too. And now it's time for me to make sure that my sleigh is ready to go for the big day. From the entire North Pole family, I wish you, your loved ones, and friends a wonderful holiday season and a jolly new year.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamara.
And my name is Dina.
On behalf of all the Luminary
and Nova families,
we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of the hospital heroes for their hard work and dedication. May the holiday season fill your homes with joy, your hearts with love, and your lives with laughter.
we wish you and your loved ones peace, health, happiness, and prosperity in the new year.